Hello, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Brad Hendershot. I'm the Middle School Assistant Director here at Excelsior, and I want to help you help your student learn their math and complete their math homework. And I have a few tools and tips that you can use to do just that. Now, I was never a math teacher, I was a science teacher, but I would frequently have students come to me and ask me for help with their math workbook. And most of the time I was able to help them, but sometimes they would come to me for help on a problem that I simply could not remember how to do. And I remember the struggle that would sometimes follow. I'd have to go back into the lesson and review the steps and figure out with that student how to perform those mathematics. And I know that that can be time consuming and it can be frustrating. And I want to show you a solution that is elegant and free and just makes math homework so much easier, assisting kids with math homework. Now, there are many apps that you can download on a smartphone that are aimed at just this, helping your student. Usually they involve the camera. You take a picture of the problem set and then it will reveal some assistance for you with that problem. The challenge is many of these apps, especially the good ones, are kind of paywalled. Photomath is a very popular one, but I think it's 50 or 60 bucks for an annual subscription to that service. But a new one, or new to me anyway, that I've just learned about is called Google Lens. And I'm going to show you in this next segment how to access that tool and some of its capabilities. All right, in this example, I'll be using the Envision Mathematics workbook for grade 6, but just know that this technology will work equally well with any math workbook or textbook, or even if they just bring home a simple worksheet with math problems on it. If you can take a picture of the problem, you can find the steps to the solution to help you and your student solve that math problem. In the Savas workbook, we have many different types of problems on this page. Some of them are simple and straightforward that require only your student to write out the steps to the solution. Others are more challenging, like these word problems and story problems, where they have to not only use their reading comprehension skills to understand what they're being asked to do, but then also to use higher order thinking skills to sort of unpack the elements of the question and to set up the math properly. And I think this tool on your smartphone is an excellent way to approach these problems. To access the tool, which is called Google Lens, you simply click the Google app icon, and within the Google app, you have a search bar at the top. And if you look all the way to the right, this furthest right icon for me is a little camera, or what looks to be a camera. If you click that, it opens an app called Google Lens, which will access your camera's your smartphone's camera. You can then hover the camera over the problem set that you want to solve for. And in this case, I'll do one of these simple ones first. You can see I've taken the picture, but there's about 4 different problems there. What I want to do is grab a corner and drag such that I'm isolating the one question by itself. And now down here I can see it's given me an answer, but I don't want an answer, I want all the steps. So I'm going to slide that over to AI mode and it's going to think about that. And now it's going to give me a step-by-step solution to that problem. You can see step 1, keep, change, flip, is where they're going to explain the process of how to solve. I think this application really excels when you have more challenging questions, like those word problems from before. So if I do the same thing as before, I'm going to take a picture of that problem set, and you can see here again it's taken a picture that has lots of questions. So I'm going to go ahead and slide those corners to isolate that one question. Again, it will use that language model to do some thinking before giving me a step-by-step breakdown of how to approach this problem. If you're sitting by your student's side, I recommend letting them attempt it first. And when they do get hung up, now you can help them to see which step is next, and you can work through that problem together, just sort of as their math tutor. I think this tool really makes the math more approachable, not just for the student, but for us when we're trying to help the student. All right, thanks so much for being here and for checking out this video on how to help your students succeed with their math homework using Google Lens. If you have questions about this tech, you can reach out to me at bhendershot@eautah.org. Or if you'd like an in-person demonstration of how to use this tool, I will be available during parent-teacher conferences on Thursday, September 25th or Friday, September 26th here in the middle school. But thanks again.